Behind the flag are the stories.
June 27, 2005. Deep inside the rugged mountains of Kunar Province, Afghanistan, 4 Navy SEALs were inserted under the cover of darkness. Their mission, to track down Ahmad Shah, a Taliban commander responsible for countless American deaths. The team, Marcus Luttrell, Michael Murphy, Danny Dietz, and Matt Axelson, moved like ghosts through the unforgiving terrain, knowing the stakes were life or death. With radio silence engaged and no margin for error, Operation Red Wings had officially begun. As dawn broke, the SEALs climbed higher into the mountains, battling sharp inclines and blistering heat. Each step was deliberate, every movement calculated. The Afghan terrain was brutal, loose rock, thorny bushes, and little cover. But worse than the physical challenge was the silence. No chatter, no support, just 4 men surrounded by miles of hostile territory. They had eyes on the enemy's suspected location, but something didn't feel right. Their instincts told them danger was closing in. Suddenly, the mission took an unexpected turn. From behind a ridge, 3 unarmed goat herders, an old man, a teenage boy, and a child, stumbled upon the SEAL team. The men froze. The herders weren't a threat, but they could easily alert the Taliban. The SEALs debated their options: let them go and risk compromise, or silence them to preserve the mission. Ultimately, the team chose humanity. They released the herders, knowing full well the choice could cost them their lives. An hour later, the SEALs' worst fear became reality. Taliban fighters were spotted moving fast, too fast to be coincidence. The goat herders had betrayed them. Radio communication was still patchy in the mountains. Murphy tried to make contact, but the signal was too weak. Surrounded and cut off, the SEALs prepared for a fight they knew was coming. The enemy was closing in from all sides, and the team braced for the ambush they could no longer avoid. Then it began. A sudden hail of gunfire erupted from above and all sides. The SEALs were caught in a deadly crossfire. Bullets tore through trees and ricocheted off rocks as the team returned fire with disciplined precision. There were dozens of Taliban fighters, more than expected, and they held the high ground. The SEALs were outgunned, outnumbered, and trapped. But they didn't back down. They fought with ferocity, using every ounce of training to survive. The gunfight raged for hours. Danny Dietz was hit first, wounded but still fighting. Blood streamed down his face, yet he stayed in the fight, refusing to retreat. Matt Axelson took a round to the chest but kept firing, laying down cover for the others. Every man was injured, but none gave in. They moved and shot as one, inching through terrain that offered no cover, their bodies battered and their spirits unbroken. They weren't just surviving, they were standing their ground. With communications down and his men critically wounded, Lieutenant Michael Murphy made a choice that would define his legacy. Exposing himself to enemy fire, he climbed to an open ridge to get a satellite signal. Bullets snapped through the air as he stood tall, placing a call for reinforcements. He was hit, again and again, but he kept talking, refusing to fall until he knew help was coming. His bravery wasn't just leadership. It was sacrifice. As soon as Murphy completed the call, he tried to make his way back to the team, but he was hit again, this time fatally. He collapsed on the rocky slope, still clutching his weapon. The team had lost their leader, but his final act had given them a sliver of hope. Reinforcements were on their way. Marcus, Matt, and Danny fought on, each wounded, each knowing they might be next. But Murphy's sacrifice became their anchor in the chaos. Danny Dietz was now severely wounded, multiple gunshots to his legs, arms, and chest, but he refused to quit. Barely able to move, he continued to fire back, covering Marcus and Matt as they tried to reposition. His face was pale, his breathing ragged, but his finger never left the trigger. Surrounded and overwhelmed, Danny fought until the very end. When he finally fell, it was with his weapon in his hands, defending his brothers. With Danny and Murphy gone, Marcus Luttrell and Matt Axelson made a desperate push to escape. They threw themselves down the mountainside, tumbling through jagged rocks and thorns. Each fall brought more injuries, broken bones, torn skin, but stopping wasn't an option. Gunfire rained from above as Taliban fighters pursued them relentlessly. Bloodied and bruised, the two SEALs crawled and clawed their way down, choosing pain over death with every agonizing step. Separated in the chaos, Marcus lost sight of Matt Axelson. Alone, wounded, and barely able to stand, Matt continued to fight off the enemy. He was shot multiple times, head, chest, legs, but he kept firing until his last breath. His body was later found with his rifle by his side and empty magazines around him. Matt Axelson died a warrior's death, holding the line with everything he had. He gave Marcus the only thing that mattered, time. Now alone, Marcus Luttrell crawled deeper into the mountains, every breath a battle. His back was broken, his legs shattered, and his body riddled with shrapnel. He was dehydrated, bleeding, and pursued by enemy fighters. Still, he moved, dragging himself inch by inch through thorn bushes and over rocks. He evaded detection for hours, using the terrain as cover. The mission had failed, but Marcus was alive. And as long as he lived, so did hope. Near death, Marcus stumbled into an Afghan village, Sabri. A local man named Muhammad Gulab found him, bloodied and collapsed. Despite the danger, Gulab made a decision that risked everything. He took Marcus into his home, gave him food, water, and shelter, and invoked Pashtun Wali, an ancient tribal code of honor that demanded protection for those in need, even enemies. Taliban fighters came searching, but Gulab and his fellow villagers stood firm. Marcus was no longer alone. Word spread fast. The Taliban learned an American was being protected in the village. Armed fighters soon arrived, demanding the villagers hand over Marcus. But Gulab and his people refused, standing their ground at gunpoint. That night, the Taliban returned with threats and rifles, circling the village. Gunshots echoed in the dark, but the villagers held them off. Gulab moved Marcus between homes, hiding him under floors and behind walls. The stakes weren't just about one man, they were about honor. After days of evading death, help finally came. A quick reaction force of U.S. Army Rangers and Air Force personnel launched a daring rescue mission. Helicopters sliced through the sky, rushing to Marcus's location. Despite heavy Taliban resistance, the American forces fought fiercely to reach the village. Marcus, weak but alive, was airlifted to safety. His survival was a testament to courage, loyalty, and the unbreakable bond between warriors. Marcus Luttrell was flown to a military hospital, battered but alive. The world soon learned of the brutal firefight that claimed the lives of his three brothers, Murphy, Dietz, and Axelson. Their sacrifice sparked nationwide mourning and admiration. Operation Red Wings was marked as one of the most harrowing and heroic stories of modern warfare, a reminder of the price of freedom and the courage of those who pay it. Lieutenant Michael Murphy was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor, the highest U.S. military decoration. His courageous call for help under fire saved Marcus and ensured reinforcements arrived. The award ceremony honored not only Murphy's sacrifice but the valor of the entire SEAL team. Their story became a powerful symbol of dedication, bravery, and brotherhood that inspired millions. Marcus Luttrell chronicled the harrowing events in his memoir, Lone Survivor, which became a bestseller. The story's gripping reality and raw emotion reached an even wider audience with the 2013 Hollywood film adaptation starring Mark Wahlberg. The movie immortalized the courage, sacrifice, and brotherhood of Operation Red Wings, reminding viewers worldwide of the true cost of war. Every year, the names of Michael Murphy, Danny Dietz, and Matt Axelson are remembered with honor and reverence. Memorials stand in their hometowns, and their stories are taught in military academies. They gave everything for their country and their brothers in arms. Their legacy lives on, not just in medals and monuments, but in the hearts of those who believe in sacrifice, loyalty, and courage. Marcus Luttrell's survival against all odds is a testament to human will, brotherhood, and the unbreakable spirit of those who fight for freedom. Operation Red Wings reminds us that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the strength to face it head-on. Their story lives on, inspiring new generations to honor sacrifice and never give up, no matter the battle.